Warning, I in no way take any responsibility for any damages or losses incurred from using this method. Please use the tutorial and the materials used in this video at your own risk. Hey, what's up guys, ELP Modeling here, and I'm going to show you today how to strip paint from your model cars, be it the bodies, wheels, any parts. But I'm going to show you a body just to demonstrate how it works. Now, the items you will need, starting off with some IPA alcohol, 99.9%. You really need to be careful of this stuff and make sure that you keep it out of reach from children and or pets if you have any. Always read the safety guides that are printed on the bottle. Shown here is a 5-litre bottle, which I only actually use half of, but it's always best to have a little bit more than needed, and I'll explain why a little bit later on. Next, you will need a suitable container to put the alcohol in that is big enough, of course, for what you want to strip, i.e. bodies, etc. I also recommend getting a container that is airtight, because the alcohol will evaporate if you haven't got a good seal on there. Next is a set of gloves in whatever size you need. They don't have to be anything special, just to protect your hands from the alcohol. It's not major, but you know, better to be safe than sorry. And finally, you'll need a stiff toothbrush and or a nail brush. Either will work just the same. Toothbrush probably a little bit more recommended, simply because you can get in all the nooks and crannies of the body. So when you're ready to strip the paint, get your airtight container, fill it up with alcohol, I'd say about 85% full, and then submerge the part that you want to strip. Now you can leave these in as long as you wish within reason. Some things I've left in like 6 months before, and they've been fine. However, the process generally takes around 24 hours to 48 hours for you to get the majority of the paint off. So once you've submerged the part, go about your daily business as you normally do. Come back the same time tomorrow, and it will look something like this. Now you'll notice that all the paint is now sort of bubbling everywhere, all over the place. This is a good sign. As soon as this happens, then you're ready to sort of go to the next step. Now I'll show you a close-up of that now, and you can see the huge bubbles. That is, of course, the paint lifting up from the surface. So with your gloves on, take the part out of the IPA and then bring it to the sink with your tools or your fingers, whichever one you want to use. I find using my fingers a little bit easier sometimes. And all you've got to do is just rub away at the part, and the paint will literally just come straight off. Now this skyline was airbrushed with Automotive Primer. It was then airbrushed with Zero Paints Midnight Purple, and then clear coated with 1K clear coat from Zero Paints. Now I sanded through a few times, so I thought this would be a good base for you to see how paint is stripped. So the alcohol sort of goes straight through the 1K instantly. It also works with 2K clear coat as well. Not only that, it will also work with acrylic paints, basically any sort of paints, enamel, Tamiya lacquers as well it also works with. And then just keep rubbing away until all the paint is gone. And then when you've got the majority of the paint off with your fingers, you can then move on to using a toothbrush. And this won't harm plastic either. I have used brake fluid before to strip some paint, and it actually made the body brittle and actually snapped in half. So I don't recommend using brake fluid at all. It can make the plastic quite brittle. However, other things I've used are okay, but you know, I find that the alcohol is perfect. It works, and it doesn't really smell as bad as brake fluid either, to be honest. And it's clear, so you can see exactly what's going on in there. Now once you've finished scrubbing away at the model, you'll be left with something like this, or a little bit better looking than that. But I was just showing you guys how easy it is to remove the paint. Now, as you can see on the A pillar, it will need soaking again in the alcohol to pull the rest of the paint off. Sometimes it can take 1-2 soaks, sometimes it can take 5 or 6. It's just a matter of, you know, how stubborn the paint is going to be. And it is as easy as that, guys. Don't forget to follow all of the safety precautions that are labelled on the IPA. And don't forget your gloves and some eye protection as well, wouldn't hurt either. If you guys have got any questions, leave a comment. And if there's quite a few questions, I'll do a little FAQ as well underneath the video so you can all see that. Hope I've not missed anything out, but if I have, drop me a comment and I'll reply as soon as I can. And I'll see you in the up and coming videos and posts at www.elpmodeling.com. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.